Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. On March 27, 2022, at the 94th Academy Awards, Chris Rock joked about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, saying that he can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2. Will Smith stormed the stage and slapped him, then shouted twice from his seat, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," with only a little more profanity. The US broadcast muted it, but global feeds didn't, and clips exploded online. While some thought it was staged, reactions quickly confirmed it was real. Smith wasn't removed since Rock didn't press charges. Less than an hour later, Smith won Best Actor, apologized to the Academy but not Rock, and said, "Love will make you do crazy things." He later resigned from the Academy and got banned for 10 years, though his Oscar stands. The incident became a massive cultural flashpoint. La La Land is mistakenly announced Best Picture winner. On February 26, 2017, at the 89th Academy Awards, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway announced La La Land as Best Picture after getting the wrong envelope labeled Emma Stone La La Land. The cast and crew gave speeches for 2 minutes before producer Jordan Horowitz grabbed the mic saying, "I'm sorry, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture," and held up the card for proof. Beatty explained his hesitation, and the Moonlight team came up to accept the award. Jimmy Kimmel joked about it on stage, referencing Steve Harvey's Miss Universe blunder. PwC, who is responsible for the envelopes, blamed human error after Brian Cullinan accidentally handed the wrong envelope. While La La Land still took home 6 Oscars, Moonlight's historic win became clouded by the unforgettable chaos that unfolded live on stage. By the way, if you guys like movie content like this, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Marlon Brando declines his Oscar. On March 27, 1973, at the 45th Academy Awards, Marlon Brando refused his Best Actor Oscar for The Godfather, protesting Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans and the federal government's treatment of indigenous people. Instead, he sent Sachin Little Feather, a 26-year-old activist dressed in Apache attire, to reject the award on stage. When Roger Moore tried handing her the statue, she raised her hand, delivered a brief speech, and left without reading Brando's full statement to avoid removal or arrest. The crowd split between applause and boos, while backstage, John Wayne reportedly had to be held back from rushing the stage. The next day, Brando's detailed statement hit the press, blasting the industry. The Academy later banned protests, but decades on, Little Feather's stand was honored, and the Academy formally apologized in 2022. The Streaker. On April 2nd, 1974, at the 46th Academy Awards, photographer and gay rights activist Robert Opel shocked the Oscars by streaking naked across the stage, flashing a peace sign as David Niven prepared to introduce Elizabeth Taylor. Opel had snuck backstage by posing as a journalist, then dashed out grinning before 85 million viewers worldwide. Niven, unfazed, famously quipped, "Isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings?" The audience burst into laughter, turning chaos into comedy. Though producer Jack Haley Jr. denied planning it, rumors swirled about insider help. Opel was briefly detained but released. He later became a counterculture figure, appearing on talk shows before his tragic murder in 1979. John Travolta butchers Idina Menzel's name. On March 2nd, 2014, at the 86th Academy Awards, John Travolta stepped up to introduce Idina Menzel for Frozen's Let It Go, but instead called her Adele Dazeem, leaving 44 million viewers baffled. Backstage chaos, a teleprompter change, and getting distracted by Goldie Hawn all played into the blunder. Menzel, though thrown, nailed her performance and got a standing ovation. Travolta later apologized, saying he'd been beating myself up all day, joking Menzel would just tell him, "Let it go." The phrase exploded online, birthing memes, parody accounts, and a name generator. Strangely, it boosted Menzel's career, and the two even reunited the next year, poking fun at themselves on stage. By 2024, Menzel playfully marked its 10th anniversary, proving even big Oscar flubs can age into beloved pop culture gems. Roberto Beninis' celebration. On March 21st, 1999, at the 71st Academy Awards, Roberto Benigni exploded with joy after Life is Beautiful won Best Foreign Language Film and Best Actor. Instead of walking calmly, he climbed over chairs, skipped up the steps, and beamed his way to the stage, electrifying the audience. Once at the mic, he laughed, saying, "This is a terrible mistake because I used up all my English," before thanking everyone with pure, unfiltered emotion. Benigni's chair-hopping, bouncing energy and kisses turned the polished ceremony into a celebration of sheer, unrestrained happiness. His Best Actor win, historic for a non-English role, added even more weight to the night. That moment became immortal, a reminder of how unpredictable, messy joy can hijack even the most buttoned-up event. Adrien Brody kisses Halle Berry. On March 23, 2003, at the 75th Academy Awards, Adrien Brody shocked the crowd when he won Best Actor for The Pianist and swept Halle Berry into a long, unexpected kiss right on stage. Berry, who just handed him the Oscar, was visibly surprised but rolled with it, later saying she just went with the moment. Brody joked in his speech, "I bet they didn't tell you that was in the gift bag," sending the audience into laughter. While the moment was initially seen as spontaneous fun, later conversations reflected on consent and shifting cultural views. Decades later, in 2025, Berry surprised Brody with a playful payback kiss on the Oscars red carpet, drawing cheers and headlines, showing how the night's awkward surprise turned into a legendary and evolving pop culture flashpoint. Hattie McDaniel wins Best Supporting Actress. On February 29, 1940, at the 12th Academy Awards, Hattie McDaniel became the first black performer to win an Oscar, honored as Best Supporting Actress for Gone with the Wind. Yet the night was clouded by racism. She was forced to sit at a tiny, segregated table at the back of the Coconut Grove, needing a special invitation just to attend. Barred from the post-show party, McDaniel still stepped forward with grace, wearing a turquoise gown and white gardenias, and delivered a heartfelt speech pledging to always be a credit to her race and the industry. Her win marked a civil rights milestone, but the night exposed Hollywood's harsh inequalities. Decades later, McDaniel's triumph still stands as a bittersweet symbol of progress shadowed by discrimination. Jennifer Lawrence's fall. On February 24th, 2013, at the 85th Academy Awards, 22-year-old Jennifer Lawrence won Best Actress for Silver Linings Playbook and famously tripped on the waxed stairs in her flowing Dior gown while heading to the stage. Hugh Jackman rushed forward to help, but Lawrence quickly bounced up, joking at the podium, "You guys are just standing because you feel bad that I fell and that's really embarrassing, but thank you." Her charm turned a slip into an instant classic, winning over 44 million viewers. Media praised her honesty and grace, calling the moment a perfect snapshot of her relatable persona. Lawrence later brushed off claims it was staged, saying it was just a wardrobe mishap. That fall became one of the Oscars' most unforgettable and human moments ever. Angelina Jolie's speech. On March 26, 2000, at the 72nd Academy Awards, 24-year-old Angelina Jolie won Best Supporting Actress for Girl, interrupted and stunned viewers by declaring, "I'm in shock, and I'm so in love with my brother right now." Backstage and at the Vanity Fair party, she shared a brief kiss on the lips with her brother, James Haven, setting off a media storm. Photos hit front pages, and headlines swirled with speculation. Jolie later clarified it was nothing but sibling love, while Haven insisted it was simple and lovely, not romantic. Public reactions split between eyebrow raises and sympathy, especially as the moment came during their family's grief over their mother's illness. Despite the uproar, Jolie stood by the moment as pure family affection. 3-6 Mafia wins. Best Song. On March 5th, 2006, at the 78th Academy Awards, Memphis rap group 3-6 Mafia made Oscars history by winning Best Original Song for It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp from Hustle and Flow. With DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Crunchy Black on stage, joined by Taraji P. Henson on the chorus, they delivered a high-energy performance that shook up the typically formal ceremony. Up against artists like Dolly Parton, they were underdogs, but when Queen Latifah announced their win, they were stunned. Juicy J later joked they thanked Jesus, while Paul thanked George Clooney. Jon Stewart quipped, "That's how you accept an Oscar." The win marked a major cultural shift, breaking barriers for hip-hop and securing 3-6 Mafia's place in both music and Oscar history. Eminem skips his Oscar win. On March 23, 2003, at the 75th Academy Awards, Eminem made history as the first solo rap artist to win Best Original Song for Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. But he was nowhere in sight. Expecting a loss and drained from Grammy rehearsals, Eminem chose to stay home, focusing on his daughter Haley's school routine instead. In interviews, he admitted the younger version of himself didn't think a show like the Oscars would get him. Co-writer Luis Resto accepted the statue, marking the first full no-show in the category in 14 years. 17 years later, Eminem surprised everyone with a live Lose Yourself performance at the 92nd Oscars, earning a roaring ovation and symbolically closing the loop on a moment that had once felt impossible. Bob Dylan's remote performance. On March 25, 2001, at the 73rd Academy Awards, Bob Dylan made history winning Best Original Song for Things Have Changed from Wonder Boys. Touring in Sydney, Dylan performed live via satellite with his band, including Charlie Sexton and Larry Campbell, beaming his raspy magic straight to the Oscars stage. After Jennifer Lopez announced his win, Dylan accepted remotely, thanking director Curtis Hanson and the Academy, saying, "Oh, good God, this is amazing," before signing off with, "God bless you all, with peace, tranquility, and goodwill." It was Dylan's first Oscar, adding to his Golden Globe, and his statue famously toured with him, taped to his amplifier. The moment blended classic Dylan cool with global broadcast flair, making it one of the Oscars' most unique and unforgettable wins. Streisand and Hepburn tie for Best Actress. On April 14, 1969, at the 41st Academy Awards, Ingrid Bergman opened the Best Actress envelope and exclaimed, "It's a tie," stunning the audience. Katharine Hepburn won for The Lion in Winter, while Barbra Streisand took it for her dazzling debut in Funny Girl, with both receiving exactly 3,030 votes. Hepburn, famously absent as usual, had director Anthony Harvey accept for her, while Streisand, wide-eyed and glowing, walked up and charmed the room by purring, "Hello, gorgeous," quoting her own movie. It marked the first exact tie in a principal acting category since 1932 and remains the only Best Actress tie in Oscars history. The moment symbolized a rare bridge between Hollywood royalty and a rising star, capturing the Academy's evolving spirit. Seth McFarlands' song. On February 24, 2013, at the 85th Academy Awards, Seth MacFarlane kicked off the night with "We Saw Your Boobs," a cheeky musical number naming actresses in the films where they appeared topless, from Meryl Streep in Silkwood to Halle Berry in Monsters Ball. With dancers, clips, and pre-recorded celebrity reactions, the bit aimed to skewer Hollywood's vanity, but sparked immediate backlash. Critics slammed it as sexist and degrading, while defenders claimed it was satirical and self-aware. Jennifer Lawrence reportedly laughed backstage, but some lawmakers even urged the Academy to denounce it. MacFarlane later said his humor was misunderstood, though he declined future hosting gigs. The moment remains one of the Oscars' most divisive, igniting debates over comedy, sexism, and live TV's unpredictable edge. Anne Hathaway and James Franco's awkward hosting gig. On February 27, 2011, at the 83rd Academy Awards, Anne Hathaway and James Franco co-hosted in a bid to lure younger viewers, but the result became Oscar infamy. Hathaway brought high-energy theater charm, while Franco showed up detached and almost bored, creating a clash critics compared to the world's most uncomfortable blind date. Behind the scenes, tensions flared, with Franco brushing off suggestions and often retreating offstage. The opening monologue stumbled with uneven jokes, and the pair's lack of chemistry drained the show. Franco later called it an adventure, while Hathaway admitted regret. Reviews were brutal, calling the night dull and painful, and ratings dropped. That awkward pairing became a cautionary tale about the danger of mismatched hosts on live television. Roman Polanski wins without attending. On March 23, 2003, at the 75th Academy Awards, Roman Polanski won Best Director for The Pianist, but wasn't there. He'd fled the US decades earlier after pleading guilty to unlawful sex with a minor. With Polanski living in France to avoid arrest, Harrison Ford announced the win, and the crowd gave a standing ovation, including Martin Scorsese and Meryl Streep. Polanski later received the statue in France handed to him by Ford. The win was a career high, with The Pianist also taking Best Actor and Best Adapted Screenplay, but sparked outrage. Protesters outside condemned Honoring a Fugitive, and years later, amid the Me Too movement, the Academy expelled Polanski, citing ethics violations. The moment remains one of the Oscars' most controversial chapters, tangled in praise and scandal. Heath Ledger's posthumous win. On February 22, 2009, at the 81st Academy Awards, Heath Ledger was posthumously awarded Best Supporting Actor for his unforgettable performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight. Ledger's parents, Kim and Sally, and sister Kate, accepted the Oscar on his behalf, delivering moving words about his passion, talent, and love for his craft. His sister dedicated the win to Heath and his daughter Matilda, who would later inherit the statue. The audience sat in tearful silence, visibly emotional as the moment unfolded. Ledger's award capped a sweep that included a Golden Globe, BAFTA, and SAG award, marking one of the most iconic posthumous honors in Oscar history. His Joker redefined comic book villains, leaving an indelible mark on cinema and earning rare Academy recognition after his passing. Charlie Chaplin's 12-minute ovation. On April 10, 1972, at the 44th Academy Awards, Charlie Chaplin returned to the U.S. after 20 years in exile to accept an honorary Oscar for his unparalleled contributions to cinema. As he walked on stage, the crowd erupted into a staggering 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in Oscar history, with stars rising again and again in a wave of admiration. Visibly moved, Chaplin delivered a brief, heartfelt speech, calling the moment emotional and thanking the audience as wonderful, sweet people. At 82, his return marked a powerful Hollywood reconciliation after his McCarthy-era exile. That night wasn't just applause, it was a profound moment of forgiveness, legacy, and a tribute to one of film's most legendary and beloved pioneers, Frances McDormand's inclusion rider speech. On March 4, 2018, at the 90th Academy Awards, Frances McDormand won Best Actress for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and gave a speech that rocked the room. She called on all female nominees to stand, then ended with 2 unforgettable words: inclusion rider. That little phrase referred to a contract clause demanding measurable diversity in casting and crew, with the power to walk away if it was ignored. McDormand admitted backstage she'd only learned about it days earlier, but the message spread fast, Google searches spiked, and Twitter lit up. Stars like Michael B. Jordan, Matt Damon, and Brie Larson quickly pledged to adopt inclusion riders, and major agencies followed. Her bold call turned an award speech into a rallying cry, pushing Hollywood toward real contractual change. Marissa Tomei's unexpected win. On March 29, 1993, at the 65th Academy Awards, Marissa Tomei stunned Hollywood by winning Best Supporting Actress for My Cousin Vinny. Just 28, Tomei beat out heavyweights like Vanessa Redgrave and Judi Davis, leaving the crowd shocked as she took the stage, wide-eyed and emotional. Rumors quickly spread that presenter Jack Palance had misread the envelope, but the Academy and PWC firmly shut that down. Critics claimed her fiery courtroom scene clinched the win, marking a rare Oscar triumph for a comedic role. With the film's modest budget and big box office success, Tomei's victory became one of the most debated and ultimately celebrated moments in Oscars history, launching her career and proving that humor, charm, and raw talent could break through Hollywood's most prestigious stage. Daniel Kaluuya's graphic joke. On April 25, 2021, at the 93rd Academy Awards, Daniel Kaluuya won Best Supporting Actor for Judas and the Black Messiah and delivered a speech that quickly went viral. After honoring Fred Hampton and calling for change, Kaluuya surprised everyone by joking, "My mum, my dad, they had sex. It's amazing, I'm here." Cameras cut to his mom, visibly confused, and his sister, mortified, burying her face. Viewers burst into laughter, and social media lit up with memes. Backstage, Kaluuya admitted he might avoid his phone for a bit, but knew his mom would eventually laugh. The moment became one of the night's most talked about highlights, mixing raw humor with sincerity and reminding everyone that even the most polished ceremonies can be pierced by pure human spontaneity. Glenn Close shows off her dance moves. On April 25, 2021, at the 93rd Academy Awards, 8-time nominee Glenn Close stole the night with a hilarious viral moment. During a trivia segment led by Lil Rel Howery and DJ Questlove, "Da Butt" by EU played, and Close not only nailed the song's title, but jumped up and twerked, sending the room into laughter and applause. Though she'd prepped the song facts with friends like Daniel Kaluuya, the dance itself was pure spontaneity. Social media exploded with praise, hailing it as the best moment of the night. Even without a win, Best Supporting Actress went to Yoo Jung-yoon. Close reminded everyone that at 74, she's still got wit, charm, and moves, turning a formal night into an unforgettable burst of joy and unexpected fun. Cher's iconic outfit. On March 24th, 1986, at the 58th Academy Awards, Cher made Jaws drop, presenting Best Supporting Actor in a jaw-dropping Bob Mackie creation. Feeling snubbed over Mask, she strutted in a black jewel-encrusted bralette, low-rise skirt, thigh-high boots, embroidered shawl, and a towering feathered mohawk headdress. Cher called it her "screw you" moment to critics who doubted her as a serious actress. Bob Mackie, the mastermind behind the look, said she wanted to avoid the usual housewife in an evening gown vibe and pushed for something wild, even joking about a loincloth. Cher was all in. Though she didn't win that night, the outfit became legendary, shaking up Oscars fashion history. 2 years later, she claimed Best Actress in yet another Mackie masterpiece, proving she owned both the screen and the red carpet. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.